Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing this little video entry because I need to explain to you that I lied. I said I was gonna do 3 parts, it's actually gonna be 4. The video was too long, I need to break it up. So this one's gonna be about contouring and highlighting, and then we'll get into the main bulk of the makeup in the next one, and then the boob shading. So, you know, 4 videos in one film, winning. So I hope you like it. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, and I'll see you soon. Mwah. Okay guys, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed last week's video. Last week's, as in right now. The last video, part one. Okay, so now we're gonna get straight into foundation. So I have 4 products that I use. I use for my base full coverage from MAC. I know that's not appropriate for everyone because some people's beards are thicker and some people just need more coverage, but this works really well for me. I like the texture of this. And then my 2 shading colors are so old that there are no there's no writing left on them. But one is clown white. Oh, that's not clown white. One's just clown white for my highlight. I used to use like 1W or 2W, and it's just like, what's the point? Just get it on and blend it out. And I find that this you need so little of, and as long as you're good at your blending, that does the job. And then you can also use it for a clown white for your eyes as well if you want to. And my contour color, I think it's called N1 or N2. Once again, it's so old. It's actually at the end of its life. There's the, so I'm what's it called, the nub. I'm due for it, but I'll scrape out that crap for the next 6 months probably. I don't do drag that often, so it's fine. And then a cream color, a black cream color for my eyes, and this is Ben Nye. I know it's Ben Nye because I remembered it, but not because it's written on there anymore because it's so old. And this literally, that's the end of that as well. My God, I've probably had this for 10 years. It's probably full of germs and bacteria, but I've never got conjunctivitis once, so, you know, yay me. Okay, so let's get into it. This light isn't as forgiving as I would like, but you know, we're all real here, we're all friends. Unfortunately, I don't have the Paris filter on this one. On my Instagram stories, I swipe across every single time for the Paris filter, and that makes everything nice and smooth, but this is real life, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go in. What is this? NW25. I like NW30 as well, with my summer color. It's actually the same, my Mariah color, my Mariah skin tone, but that's really, there's a big jump between NW25 and NW30. So, go on. Okay, so I've got that. Wipe my hands. I like to keep my hands nice and dry, nice and clean. Otherwise, just foundation gets everywhere. Everywhere. So, let me entertain you. No. What am I doing? For my foundation, my contouring and highlighting, I have 4 brushes. They're like paint brushes. They're foundation brushes. I've got 2 dark and 2 light. And and then in these separate colors, I've got one fairly cleanish, not clean, dry. I want that dry, so I have to go in and it's not clean, trust me. Look, you can tell, but it's dry. And then I've got one wet one, which never gets touched. I can't even imagine what's living in that. And I do that for both light and dark. And I'll tell you why in a second. Just keep that nice and dry. Okay. See, I'm gonna go right ahead and use my N1 or my N2, whatever it is, my contour, my dark contour. And I'm gonna go in and just get that color on. I'm wearing a bang today, so I don't need to do too much to do here. Now, with my wet dark brush, I just get that where I want it. I don't pay no mind to precision or to perfect placement. I just want it in the general vicinity of where I want the foundation. Because then I'm going to go in with my dry one and buff it out. Now let me put this off. Okay. Now with my dry one, I can go in and I can fix up all those edges first because I don't want to put any more color in that area. You can guarantee that's not going to be right. I'll have to go into the bathroom and have a look in the mirror in there to get it right. I'm gonna find some nice music to put up this too. Okay, now let's go in now. Buff the edges. And you can see it's like it just keep drying it as well. Oh, because you don't want to put any excess foundation on. You just want to buff it out, and then you can go in, and buff it into where you want it. Okay, I'm still not finished. That's not the end product, so don't start judging yet. Now go in with your light highlighter. Do any shape you want. I've been doing this shape. This shape has never changed on my face. I figured out very quickly when I was young what worked and what I liked. And this is what I like. And this is what I've done. Ashley Swift taught me this. Okay, get in. Just get it where you want it. Paint it on, literally like a paintbrush. Okay, don't worry about lines, don't anything like that. Because then when you go in with that dry one, start here. Because you don't want any new product there. You just want to blend it all together. Okay. Now, go through and buff all that in until you get nice consistency. Whew. And now I play tag, and I go back and forward with my two colored brushes. Until I get the desired effect, which isn't that. Foundation is really tricky. It is definitely a layer upon layer situation for me. I like to build it up, I like to take my time. Thankfully I've sort of refined it so it doesn't take too much, and I could be really easy, I could be really quick, I could like get it on and just deal with it, whatever happens. A tiny more in here. But I am going to use my dry brush for that. And you know what? I'm not going to rush because I'm filming a video. Because I tend to do that just to get it on because I think you're bored, but I forget that I can edit this down. So I'd rather it be beautiful. Let's do it nice. Let's spend the time, huh? I'm desperate for some more filler in my cheeks, but you know, certainly won't be soon. Okay, let's put a little bit more here. On the apples of my cheeks, yeah. From what I hear, my cheeks are famous. And this is how I do them. I'm lucky I've got full cheeks anyway, and I've had some filler in there over the years, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Didn't change the shape of my face, just added a little bit more as I've gotten older. Because, you know, I am almost in my mid-40s. And we all need a bit of help every now and then. Okay, oh no. Yeah, go back in with this one, the dark, marry that more. That looks nice. Yeah, yeah. I'll check one of the Coopers. Oh. I'm always ready to check your neck because you can so easily miss your neck. You end up with like patches underneath here where you haven't sort of looked properly. So I'm in there and do that. I'm going to come through later and do a bit more shading with powder anyway, so I can deepen that up if I want. Okay, so now I've got that. With my N1, or N2, whatever it's called, I have got a little angle brush. What's even is now an angle brush. It's an angle brush now. I'm gonna go in with my dark and do my nose. Now I've done lots of different nose shading in my time, and because I'm not waxing my eyebrows out completely and raising them up, I can't do too much dark in here, otherwise it makes my eyes too close together and draws that focus in here. So to keep my eyes wide and my face open, I only do my nose shading up to here. Thankfully I've got a pretty petite nose, so it's fine. Like it's easy for me to do. Just get through and just highlight, just I'm just gonna go through and just define my nose. I'm not changing the shape too much. Like I'm crazy. Okay, with my N1 and my angle brush, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna paint my eyebrows straight on. This isn't the final eyebrow. It's just like a template, like a stencil. And this makes the next step when I actually do my eyebrows so much easier because I've already got some color and some pigment down there. And this is great to do on wet foundation because it's, make a mistake, it's really easy to get rid of. It's really easy to correct. I'm just doing fairly standard basic eyebrows. Feminine, modern eyebrows, I think you want to call them. Because it's the look I'm doing today. But you know, I do have a full range of different eyebrow shapes and eyebrow techniques that I do. Just a boop. A boop. And now we get to the black cream for my eyeshadow. And this will be the base of my eye makeup. Now this was the best tip that one of the best tips that I've ever learned. And it just is an extension of the contouring and highlighting that we're doing in our faces. And then one day I sort of, you know, I was struggling getting the black eyeshadow looking great. So I thought, oh, what if I use the brown to deepen up my eyes? And then I did that and that worked. And then I was like, oh, I think I need something darker. And then I found a black, okay, I think it was like an aqua color, not an aqua color. What's the cream color from Krylon? Whatever that is, the cream color from Krylon. What are they called? No, I can't think of it. Anyway, it's gone. That file has been corrupted. So I started using black under my eyeshadow on top of my foundation, and I have never looked back, and I do this every single time. So what you want to do, just get a little bit on, not too much. You want one that's not too glossy and that has a lot of pigment. I found the Krylon one was a little bit too glossy and a bit like watery, but this is a really good thick. I hope they still make it, because I haven't bought it in a decade, as I said, I think. So once it's on, I'm just gonna turn that off so I can look in here, get my shape right. Clean your finger, because you don't want that on there anymore. And then, just blend that out. And look at that. Once you powder that, that's going to be so lovely. It can be tricky to get right. I've been doing it a long time, so I'm pretty good at it, I say now. Hopefully the makeup gods are on my side. So far they've been on my side. So there's no reason why they shouldn't continue being. And look at that. Now, what was that like? a minute. And trust me, it's a lot of my eyeshadow done. Put that away. Now we get to powder. Have I got everything done? Have I got everything? Yeah. Did I just put makeup there? No. Okay. Now powder. Ben Nye Neutral Set Colourless Powder. I don't care what sort of translucent powder it is. It's all the same to me. I haven't used baby powder for a long time. I was too lazy to go out and buy stuff. I wasn't lazy. I was a drug addict and I just couldn't be bothered. I was too busy sleeping when I wasn't partying. But I haven't bought powder for God knows how long. I'm pretty good with keeping makeup for a long time. I don't like to waste makeup, especially powder. I'm not one of those people that sort of get massive amounts, who's like sort of banging, so powder goes everywhere, you're sort of living in sort of huge plumes of smoke. Well, because I don't want to waste it, and also, I don't like it over everything. It already gets over everything, I don't want any more. So once you get to this point, make sure you've got a good amount of powder. No more than you usually do for your normal powdering, but you definitely want a fresh press of powder in this part, so none of the black transfers onto the puff. Like that. Yeah? Yeah, do the other side. Yeah, see? No black on the puff. Well. I mean, you could wash it puff, but that means you gotta wash it puff. I like to do 2 coats, making sure it's all dry, all set. The second coat you don't need as much. We'll powder off the top part, leave the underneath because that's gonna settle and help catch anything that falls. Okay, next I'm gonna go wash my hands because I've learnt that, have you ever been to a drag queen's house? And there's like, the light switches are covered in foundation. There's all around the walls where people touch, it's like just all like bits of foundation. Well, I have realized that that's because we finish our makeup and we don't wash our hands. We go travel through our house during our makeup process and we've got makeup on our hands. So I'm just gonna wash them really quick and start fresh.